Let's talk about the seventh house in astrology, what it means and what the sign that you have on the cusp of the seventh house is telling you about your partnership style, but also about long-term relationship, and the most important part that is often overlooked, what you suppress in your personality. And that then often comes through people that you attract into your life, and then also quote unquote open enemies. Right? Because they show you what you're suppressing. Let's start with Libra Rising, meaning Aries is on the cusp of the seventh house. Remember also that planets and points in the seventh house will alter the understanding. And we are looking at whole sign houses here. We're not looking at Placidus. This is about whole sign houses, okay? So if you are Libra Rising, your whole seventh house is Aries. So everything that you have in Aries, every point, every planet, comes in here, okay? So we get a foundational understanding. So with Aries on the seventh house cusp, you are generally looking for a bold partner, passionate partner in some shape or form, right? You have to, of course, then also look at Mars. Where does your Mars sit? What are you actually attracted to in your partner in the seventh house, right? Like if you have Mars in Scorpio, versus Mars in Pisces, right? It's a different expression of Mars, of that Martian energy. With that seventh house in Aries, there's also this factor of initiation. That doesn't mean that you always initiate every relationship, because again, there is this suppression. So it is very possible that you often suppress that part of you, that bold part, that part that says, this is me and this is what I want in a relationship, period, the end. Right? There are no long explanations with Aries here. With Aries here, it's like, this is what I want and this is how I want to go about it. When this part is suppressed within, right? When you're not really showing up, because with Libra Rising, you often, you try to be non-confrontational, you try to balance the conversation, you try to balance the relationship. Sometimes that Aries or that Aries energy comes through the back door, and that's where the open enemies come in, right? They also gonna come through the back door to show you what you're suppressing. So there's the lesson here, right? There's the lesson in understanding that you gotta be more direct. You gotta be more direct with yourself and the other in a healthy manner. We are not talking about a tornado, right, that you are creating. This is like healthy expression, healthy direct expression, bold, showing up, bold in relationship. Now Taurus rising, Taurus on the seventh house cusp, that means Scorpio rising. You are a very loyal and sensual lover in partnership. You value stability and you value long-term growth in a relationship. Again, we have to bring in the suppression here. This can show up as you're not knowing how to do that, right? This is like an expression that you are learning to understand within you. So you might attract in partners that actually show you the opposite, right? You want that long-term relationship. You want that partner. You want that partner that is grounded. But you might actually draw in partners that are grounded in some shape or form, but it's more like a suppression, like they are suppressing themselves as well. Like I have like an example in my mind now with a friend that was in a 20-year relationship with a partner that seemed very like stable, because that partner was doing the same thing over and over and over again every day. They were at home, they were like a very homey person, like just taking care of the kids, yada, yada, yada. But they were suppressing themselves, showing the other person, right? That person with the Taurus descendant, the Taurus in the seventh house, that they're suppressing something too, right? Because they would not have attracted a partner that is suppressing themselves to fit a mold, to fit possibly into the mold of their own upbringing, right? What they've learned, how they learn to express themselves or not express themselves. So there is this mirroring going on where, okay, you want this strong, you want this partner that is grounded and that is stable, but the stability, the type of But that kind of stability that is given to you is fragile because it's not that it's pretentious, but it's not who that person truly is. Now, what does it tell you about you? You know, yes, they might be a very homey person. They want to, they're always at home. They're always making the dinner, but it's not coming from their heart. It's not coming from that depth of their soul. It's coming from a condition, like how they've been conditioned. Now, you attracted that because you yourself are not fully stable. Your partner will show you where you are not fully stable by them not being fully stable. And you will blame them, obviously, right? Because you're like, it's them. Of course it's them. But you have to always bring it back to you. Right, let's do the last one for today, Gemini Rising. Sorry, again, Sagittarius Rising, Gemini on the 7th house cusp. So you will have to also look where Mercury sits, right, to really fully understand that 7th house for yourself. Generally speaking, in a healthy understanding of this house, your partnership style is very witty. It's very curious. You're curious about others. You ask a lot of questions. You want to know all the little things. You're very communicative. You thrive on intellectual exchange in relationships. And you're also seeking a lively partner, right? Very talkative and keeps things interesting. Also keep things flexible. Now the suppression here comes in through mental restlessness and indecisiveness. So you might attract partner that are indecisive or like restless. You can't fully hold on to them. There's always this like here and there and everywhere. These partners mirror back to you your own inconsistency. Where are you not inconsistent, right? Like that lower vibration of Gemini, right? That higher vibration is this curious, witty, interesting energy. And then the lower vibration is inconsistency. You cannot count on them. You cannot count on the other. But again, where can you not count on yourself? Where are you indecisive? Where are you scared to make decisions? Where are you scared to move forward? Where are you scared to actually move with strength and move with decisiveness? Your partner will show you your need to integrate the duality of the sign of Gemini. The two sides of the coin, integrating them in a healthy way. And I understand it's not necessarily easy, right? Also because your Sagittarius rising wants to be out there in the world and wants to see the bigger picture, but that Gemini 7th house is requiring you to embrace the details a little more, and also embrace curiosity without chaos. An interesting interplay here, that Sagittarius that sees the broader picture, sees the bigger picture, and then the other side that needs to be integrated. So integrating the consistency, being consistent with yourself and others, to then also fully embrace the bigger picture point of view. And your partnerships will reflect that back to you, right? Stabilizing that area, which again, this is air. This is the element of air, which is up there. It's like grounding that in a relationship can sometimes feel challenging. And again, you have to learn to be flexible in a healthy way without running away, right? Like flexibility doesn't mean that something doesn't work out and you just run. That's not flexibility. That's running away, right? Understanding within you where you need to be more consistent with yourself, so you can then also be more consistent with the other in relationship. And then you will also attract more consistent people